today is actually a very sad day for the country, the whole nation, because I think it amounts to like the driving the last nail on the coffin of the democracy in this country. You can see democracy will be buried today, and although some people are trying to celebrate it, even those in the government who are pretending that they are celebrating, we know they are very sad. They are also weeping like us. Everybody can see that we are heading for trouble, and we are heading toward the ruination of the country and as a nation as a whole. So that's a very sad state, but we as the DNA, Democratic National Alliance, we are against this. We have protested against this, and we have stood in unison as we promised to the country earlier. We are united, and we are still strongly protesting it, and today we will vote against that. And we gave this promise even during the last presidential election. We said that we will abolish the executive presidency, because we don't want this country to be run by a dictator. We don't want the democratic rights, the human rights, the freedom of the people to be taken over by one individual in this country. The people must have the power. The constitution should not be changed to strengthen the hands of the president or strengthen the hands of the ministers. The constitution changes will have to come, if at all it comes, for the benefit of the people, for the welfare of the people. But this is a very clear situation where the incumbent president wants to strengthen his hands. Already there are enough power given to him. He can do many things with the existing system, but not being able to satisfy himself with that, he is trying to get more and more power, trying to take the country into a dictatorship and take it in a direction where he thinks he can strengthen his family, he can strengthen his own hands and run the country like a dictator. So we will be fighting against this. We will ensure that as a team in the DNA, we have our 7 MPs. Don't worry, the one is not here, but it does not mean he has crossed over or something. He's on the way. There are traffic blocks, and they were trying to block us also coming actually, but we managed to come. For people who are holding the picture of the dictator, with the other hand, they are waving at me. So that is the situation in the country. So we will be, as I said earlier, we will vote against this system, this new constitution today. And I think Tamil National Alliance also are there. They will also vote against that. Unfortunately, the main opposition party is not there today. And unfortunately, there have been some MPs crossing over to the other side, voting in support of this constitution amendment for the short-term benefits like the money and various facilities. But we will not let the side down. We will not let the country down like that. We promised in the last presidential election and also in the general election that we will abolish the executive presidency. But the candidate who was my opponent, main opponent, also promised the same. He gave the same promise to the people. But now you can see it's happening exactly the other way. The person who promised the people that he will abolish executive presidency is now working against that, trying to acquire more and more power to strengthen his own position and also to ensure that his family, down the line, the brothers, sons, are kept in power, and he wants to create a dynasty here who will rule the country. But we are not worried, because we have seen this happening in the history. There are people in this country who thought that they can do anything when they get a little bit of power. Even today they are talking about 2/3 majority, but all of you know that they only got the votes wise, they only got 1/3 of the voters voted for them. So it's not a 2/3 majority in the right sense. The people who voted are only about 47 lakhs. That's only 1/3 of the voters of this country. So this system, in a hurry, they are trying to change the system, trying to take the country for a ride, trying to take the people for a ride, trying to neutralize the opposition by intimidation and persecution. But this is going to be only a short-term success for them. We will ensure that in the long term, we will take the country back on the right track, and we will ensure we look out for the interest of the people. This has happened in the other countries in the world. You all have seen what happened to Marcos or what happened to Suharto. You all would have seen what happened to so many presidents in Africa, including the president in Central Africa, not America, Africa. There was a president in Central Africa who wore a crown, who made a golden throne for him, but they finished and perished in a very short time. So history will repeat here in this country. We know that if the normal system continued, sometime these so-called family members would have got their turn. But the way things are happening now, this particular president who is heading for a dictatorship is ruining the future for their own ministers, for their own political supporters, ruining the future for their own family people also. So that is the sad state of affairs today, and we are against this. And we will promise the Sri Lankan and we will promise our motherland that we will take the country out of this disastrous situation as early as possible. We are ready to go into jail in large numbers. At the moment only I am kept in the jail, but as it goes I am sure there will be hundreds and hundreds of people ending up in the jail. There will be more and more pressure coming from the dictatorship, but that will ease off as the time goes. We are confident about that.